We're joined by Coach Todd Reardon of the Washington Capitals. How often have you been in touch with your coaching staff and the players over this past month?
Yeah, so different ways getting together. Always once a week for sure with the coaching staff on group chats, individual calls. We're working on projects that we normally don't have time to look at, things to get prepared for whatever the season brings us. If we're able to get going here again in playoffs. So lots of different things and that we'll work on and reconnect on as a group. The players have connected with, and we all connect with them different ways. Our medical trainer, Jason Service, has just been phenomenal. He's updates me, every day if there is an update, and we discuss where things are at with our players. We've been so fortunate that we have no positive, have had no positive tests. And it's just been, a combination of checking in with everybody throughout the organization, whether it's player development, coaches, or management, or our strength and conditioning coach and I. We talk every few days to get the workouts ready for the guys. We send the guys at-home workouts every week. They get a new one that is really well done by Mark Nemish and his staff. So there's a lot that goes on in those mornings, mostly phone calls, and they used to be just personal meetings with me and one-on-one with people. So that's been disappointing. I like that part of being able to interact and see everyone's face when you're going through it. And I know you have Zoom and those type of things, but that's the part, the interaction that you miss out on not being with the rest of the group.
So, Coach, if they do just scrap the rest of the regular season, which they obviously would, and they just go right into the playoffs, do you guys play Carolina? Is that the matchup?
That would be the matchup, yeah, right now.
So are you guys scouting them? Are you doing any sort of virtual scouting on that?
Yeah,
for Carolina?
Yeah. I mean, that's a team. Obviously, it's a team that we're familiar with from last year, obviously, and would be a good one for us to go against. If that was the case, we feel we owe them one after last year. Yeah. So that's a team that we do know that we did better as the year went on against them, finding a different way of making some systematic adjustments, a little bit of our style of play, and then more, looking at the intricacies of power play, penalty kill, special teams, late game situations against them, the way things that they want to do. But it's just going to be so interesting to see how it comes about because, for example, I have a sixth guy, like the last time there was a big stoppage like this, and it was totally different because the players were skating, but and it was in 2012-13, I went back and looked at my itinerary from then when I was coaching, and, I already have my 6-day plan for if we were to go tomorrow and be able to have 6 days before we played our first game. The schedule's done. I'm already done with, stuff that I know that our team needs to work on and needs to get ready. Like I'm ready to go from that standpoint, but I think it's going to end up being longer than that because the players haven't been on the ice.
Right.
And that's the one thing that you just cannot simulate is the fact that these guys have not been on the ice, and the chance of, ramping it up to right to playoff speed, I think will be very difficult on their bodies and hard on, some of the muscles that you're not able to train by not being on the ice. There's some you can simulate, but there's nothing like getting on the ice. So we'll have to see. And again, it's all unknown. To me, the big thing is I just want to play hockey again and coach hockey again, because that means that our world is in a better place than it was, a month ago. And that means that we've moved past this virus, and we've moved past this, and it's safe for everyone to be out there and involved, and that means we're moved past a very difficult time in our lives.
Coach, you mentioned that you have like weekly meetings with your coaching staff. You're sending, workouts to the players. Are you having any interaction with the league, like any sense of timing? Have they given you any updates? Has ownership given you any updates?
Yeah, I am not on any of those calls. I get updated, through management, through, Brian McClellan or Don Fishman or, different people, our upper management that's involved in those meetings and get updates from them. But, for the most part, it's all there's really nothing more than we have to continue to wait this out, and it's a time of uncertainty. Every day is a different day, and reacting to the new normal, So it's and how our country in particular, but the other countries, you got to keep in mind that the players that we have that are overseas now, and even how things are going in Canada. It's a big project, the National Hockey League, with all the different players from different spots. I mean, I know we're one of the ones that have the most in the league. We have 7 different countries represented on our team, and that's what makes it such an awesome sport, is trying to bring everybody together. And I think it goes along with just what's going on in the world right now. So that's how we end up finding out information. And again, for me, and I know I talked to other coaches in the league, it's preparing for a number of different situations, and just make sure you're on top of your game. And like I said, I have that 6-day plan, but there's quite often it would, probably a better chance that it would be something longer.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate the time. Stay safe, take care of the family, and hopefully we'll get back to games at some point.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was good to get back in the routine of coming on with you guys and talking hockey and talking about us getting past this virus. And I can't thank, on behalf of the Capitals, I can't thank the first responders, the healthcare, people that are doing all the work behind the scenes, and then also send my condolences out to people that have lost loved ones through this. So very difficult time, and it's great that you guys are still able to come on and provide a different perspective to things. So thanks a lot for having me on.
Of
Thank
course.
you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, buddy.
Todd Reardon of the
Care, buddy.
Washington Capitals.